Hello guys and welcome back to my channel Hayley She's Film, where you can follow me on my 35mm film photography journey from the very beginning. Today I'm super excited because I can finally introduce you to a very special purchase I recently made to officially kickstart my film photography. And I'm not gonna lie, I definitely lost sleep scrolling up and down eBay trying to find the best film camera that fitted within my budget. It wasn't a decision that I took lightly and I mulled it over for a good week or so. It was actually really frustrating in the end, but I finally found a film camera that ticked all the boxes for me. So let me introduce you to my very first 35mm SLR film camera, and it's my brand new baby. It's the Minolta SRT 101 and oh my god, I'm so in love with this camera. And I don't know if you watched my 5 reasons to shoot film in 2020 video, but I've just found my 6th and 7th reason. I mean, number 6 alone is just the aesthetics of the film camera. I just love the design, and it first came on the market in the 1960s, so it's purely mechanical and it's pretty much made out of metal. And then number 7, just listen to the sound of the shutter. It's an absolute dream and I cannot wait to put my first roll of film in the camera and go out shooting. Trust me and the Minolta SRT 101 are going to go on so many adventures together and I cannot wait. So I purchased the Minolta SRT 101 from eBay. It cost me £69, which I'm really happy with that price. You might be able to find the camera slightly cheaper. Sometimes you can enter bids and get really good deals. I tried to enter bids, but I was absolutely rubbish. I just don't have the patience for that. So I chose the buy it now option, which tends to be a little bit more expensive, but usually by the time the bids are finished, they skyrocket high anyway. Okay, so my parcel's arrived. I'm really excited to see which camera is inside. Hopefully everything's okay because it was actually thrown over my fence. So let's hope everything's working okay. You have to try and take it out. Okay, wow, look at that. It's Minolta SRT 101. For some reason my camera doesn't really want to focus on the camera, but it looks absolutely amazing. And it is so heavy. Like, oh my god. I saw reviews and it said it's a really heavy camera, but I thought, well, my DSLR is quite heavy anyway, looking about. But honestly, this is an absolute brick. It's absolutely insane. But hey, at least you got some protection in the field and hopefully it performed like an absolute tank. But anyway, it's actually in fantastic condition and there's not really any scratches, dents, anything like that. I mean, for the age of the camera, you can expect a bit of wear and tear, but it's also really nice to have a camera in absolutely beautiful condition. Mechanically, everything in the camera seems to be working great. I went through everything. I made sure the different shutter speeds were working correctly. I had checked the lens inside and out. Mechanically, it's a dream. And then the camera came with this neck strap, which is fantastic because let me tell you, this film camera is so heavy. You do not want to get hit around the head with the Minolta SRT 101. Trust me, it could potentially kill you. And the camera also came with a Workhorse X 50mm f.2 prime lens. I've heard absolutely amazing things about the Workhorse lenses. They're meant to be super sharp, great quality, so I can't wait to see what images look like using this lens. And then I'll probably go on to purchase even more Workhorse lenses. Another plus about purchasing a Minolta SRT 101 is because the brand Minolta isn't as popular as, say, your Pentax, Olympus, Nikon and Canon. So you can definitely pick up a Minolta for a definitely cheaper price, and that includes the lenses. Even though the Workhorse lenses are super great quality, they're definitely much more affordable than they are for other cameras, which is a definite plus for me. One of the main reasons why I decided to purchase a Minolta SRT 101 is because it is a purely mechanical camera, and this means that it doesn't operate off any batteries and you don't have to rely on old electronic circuit boards in order to take photographs. So this means the Minolta SRT 101 is perfect for all weather temperatures. I mean, one of my dream vacations is to go to Iceland. Fingers crossed that will happen in the next year or so. But this is the 35mm film camera that I will take with me because I know I can rely on it. I mean, the only reason why a Minolta SRT 101 requires batteries is to operate the inbuilt light meter. So it used to run off the old mercury batteries. You can't get those anymore because those are illegal, but I'd recommend the Cell mercury replacement batteries because those work exactly the same as the old mercury batteries. And even if your light meter doesn't work, then it doesn't matter because you can either use an external light meter or run off the sun is 16 rule. So the Minolta SRT 101 is an absolute workhorse, and I think that's why it's so popular for so many people and also for film beginners because the camera is so reliable. I mean, I took a risk and I purchased a later model, the X700, which is made out of plastic and runs off electrics to take photographs. And I knew it was a risk because it was sold as is on eBay. They didn't have the equipment to test it, and it's £34, so I thought I would, take the risk and I can get it repaired if I need to. So the film camera came and the capacitor doesn't work, which is so common, especially in the X700s, but I think any film camera that runs off the old circuit boards, it's definitely much more riskier to chance old electrics than it is for a purely mechanical camera like the SRT 101. So I've been quoted £54 to get the capacitor repaired, which is absolutely fine, and it still comes in a hell of a lot cheaper than X700s being sold on eBay for over £100. So it's something I'll do at some point in the future, and hopefully I'll be able to do some videos with the X700. That'd be lovely. But that is one of the reasons why I wanted the Minolta SRT 101, because I knew I could trust the camera to work more than a camera that relied on electrics. So I definitely purchased this camera again, and I'd recommend it to all film beginners because you just cannot go wrong. And previously, back in university, I'd only used a Pentax K1000, which is another mechanical camera. And it's very similar to the Minolta SRT 101. In fact, it's been compared quite a lot to a Pentax K1000. So I had a bit of experience with this kind of camera, so that was another plus for the Minolta. But also the Pentax K1000, because it's so popular for film beginners, the price has just skyrocketed. So if you can't afford a camera like that, go with the Minolta SRT 101. The Minolta SRT 101 was first launched in 1966 and is considered to be one of Minolta's most popular models, staying in production for 10 years. The camera is aimed at both amateur and semi-professional photographers, and today it is often considered to be one of the best beginner cameras you can use to learn film photography. The camera is simple, easy to use, solid, durable and dependable. Thanks to the large pentaprism with a double hinged mirror, the SRT 101 does have an extremely bright viewfinder. The shutter speed and match needle exposure is visible in the viewfinder for TTL metering, with a microprism focusing aid in the middle to ensure your images are super sharp. Although Minolta isn't considered as popular as the Nikon and Canon cameras, Minolta often introduce new, innovative features before any other brand. For example, Minolta introduced a unique metering system in the SRT 101 that was designed to overcome the contrast problems that the average metering produced. Often if there is too much sky in a photo, then the average meter would underexpose everything else in the image. To combat this, the Minolta introduced a CLC metering in the SRT. The contrast light compensator used two metering cells, one for the lower portion, which had higher sensitivity, and one for the top of the photo. The output of the two cells would average, and the higher sensitivity of the lower cell meant the foreground was more balanced, producing a more ideal exposure. The CLC metering was the predecessor for the modern metrics metering system. The Minolta SRT 101 also has mirror lockup and depth of field preview, and I would definitely recommend this camera for anyone who's looking to purchase their very first 35mm SLR camera or is just looking to add to their collection because it's such a beautiful camera. I mean, you can pick up the Minolta SRT 101 for really nice prices, as well as the Rockall lenses. They're super reliable, durable, and they're just absolutely beautiful. I mean, look at the camera. If you are going to get one of these, I would definitely recommend a neck strap because they are really heavy. The reviews do not lie. And at the moment, my back is hurting because I'm holding it like this. But with the neck strap, it will support the weight centrally. So definitely get one of those, guys. Today I'm going to be loading my very first roll of film in over 5 years, Please subscribe and join me in the next video, because that one will be much more action-packed than this one, and I'll be showing you all the photographs that we produced together. I'm going to be shooting a Kentmere 400 ISO in black and white. Now, wish me luck guys, because this film actually expired in March 2019. I actually purchased it 5 years ago, and black and white should last a bit longer than colour film after it's expired, but that depends on what condition you've kept it in, and I couldn't tell you. I just found it in my old camera bag, so fingers crossed it produces some good images. But for my first film, I thought I might as well use a film that's a bit of a throwaway. Why not? You can't go wrong. So join me in my next video. It'll be a lot more action-packed, I promise. Please subscribe to see the photographs, and don't forget to leave your comments down below on what your first SLR camera was and what your first experiences were. I'd love to start a conversation with you as always, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks guys.
You are going on a run.